Here's your KNDY weatherology forecast for northeast Kansas and southeast Nebraska. High temperatures reach up to 44 today under sunny skies. Lows level off around 27. Tonight, cloudy. High temperatures reach up to 55. Tomorrow, partly cloudy. Partly cloudy skies Friday with daytime highs approaching 37. 30 Saturday. I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Right now, it's 37 degrees.
Kansas Mid-America Network News. I'm Andy Hoosier. Kansas state lawmakers say they are looking at ways to try and help individuals that may be renting properties across the state of Kansas by stiffening up penalties from those that violate the Kansas Consumer Protection Act. As according to KNDY, Republican State Senator Doug Shane from the Gardner, Kansas area says he wants to look at ways to try and tighten up regulations on state landlords and tenant laws as more apartment complexes and other living quarters end up closing throughout the state due to the lack of attention and poor living conditions from landlords. According to Shane, he says that the tenant or state attorney general would be able to sue landlords for up to $10,000 for each violation, like failing to provide running water, saying that hopefully it would put more pressure on landlords to better maintain their properties. In other news, good news for drivers across the nation and here in the state of Kansas. According to the Automobile Association of America, they say for the first time in more than 4 years, prices for a gallon of gas has dipped below $3 a gallon. As AAA reports now, the average gallon of gas nationwide, $2.94, down 7 cents from just a year ago.
This December, Rusty Egg Ford is turning the savings all the way up. Shop our huge inventory of over 700 cars, trucks, and SUV. Lease a 2025 Mustang EcoBoost Mach-E Select, Escape Active, or Bronco Sport Big Bend for just $399 a month with zero down. That's right, $399 a month, zero down. Or go big with 0% financing up to 66 months, zero down payment, and no payments for 90 days. A select 2025 Escape, Mach-E, Explorer, F-150, Lightning, Super Duty, RCSC, and Transit van models. So what are you waiting for? Hurry to Rusty Egg Ford or shop anytime at rustyeggford.com. Rusty Egg Ford, where Christmas starts now.
Absolutely unbeatable.
Ford Flex Buy with a Fleet Disney dealer for details.
County employees in Osage County say they've been frustrated after they say their paychecks have been late or incorrect lately, and their retirement with money going into their Capers funds have been taken out of their paychecks but not applied to their Capers accounts. As one Osage County worker that's been there for 31 years for the county in the Bridge and Road Department say it's never been an issue until lately.
I got a wife at home who's battling breast cancer. So it's kind of nice to get your check when you need it. I've been here 31 years. 27 of those years, we never had a problem like this. So if they're taking it out and they're not putting it in my retirement, where's it going?
That audio from WIBW News. Capers themselves say that the employers are responsible for keeping the employees' accounts up to date. Otherwise, there could be penalties for their employer. The county has responded after the concerns and said that they are talking about improving financial practices with their commitment to be good stewards of the public funds. Or according to many of the county employees, they say that the concern is branching out to many different departments within the community. Mid-America Network News.
Whether you're a full-time rancher or part-time adventure seeker, make sure your ATV, UTV, quad, or side-by-side are protected. At Blue Valley Insurance, we carry a range of policies that cover different types of risks to your off-road vehicles. Maybe someone gets injured, property gets damaged, or a collision with a vehicle or fence. The right insurance can help with out-of-pocket costs. Ride with confidence, knowing you're protected with Blue Valley Insurance of Lynn, Greenleaf, Hanover, and Marysville.
Nebraska, Mid-America Network News. I'm Andy Hoosier. A Filipino-American group based out of South Central Nebraska said they've been celebrating their heritage over this past week, showcasing their culture as they say that the group has been able to expand statewide with more individuals celebrating their heritage as Filipinos.
I just came from the Philippines, and so I needed friends to be with, and so I slowly contacted Filipinos that I know in town. So that's how we were able to make this group.
That audio from KSNB Local Channel 4, where the Filipino-American group that's based out of Grand Island, Nebraska, was formed over 30 years ago with a small group of Filipinos that met at a house and brought homemade traditional Filipino food, bringing a taste of home to where they lived, and it's expanded from there. The celebration included dancing and songs that were displayed in different forms between the traditional dances and those seen here in the U.S.
In today's world, everyone is searching for answers. If cows are laying down, will it rain?
Does gum really stay in your stomach for 7 years? How about Bigfoot? With so many mysteries, it's nice to have one clear answer. Fiber. Blue Valley Technologies proudly provides a robust fiber network with symmetrical speeds and unmatched reliability. And with 24/7 support, we are always here when you need us. Blue Valley Technologies Fiber Internet, because some things just shouldn't be a mystery.
Reporting local news, I'm Bruce Dierking. Marysville City Council unanimously approved moving forward with support of a plan to develop the North 7th Street corridor, which will complete a missing portion of the Blue River Rail Trail from downtown Marysville to the trailhead at the north edge of town. That action followed a presentation at Monday night's council meeting by architect Gary Yeager, who serves as a professor in the Architecture and Design Department at Kansas State University. Working with local volunteers and CES Group, he shared a concept draft that would provide a connecting trail and amenities on the former rail bed just west of the historic depot between Carolina and Calhoun Streets. Design plans and a video overview will be shared and soon available on the city website. The council motion was for support in order to pursue grant funding and resources. This will include finalizing a proposed budget and developing a proposed timeline, which could range up to 2 years from application to completion. A target date of February 1st was set in order to allow invitation to apply for the Kansas Department of Transportation Safe Streets program. No initial city funding was requested, with grants, private, and public funding expected to be needed. Benefits outlined included completion of a trail link, increasing visits and resulting economic activity, potential development of the area, and better connection of the city east-west and north-south. Mayor Todd Fry and architect Gary Yeager commented,
"This project has been many years in the discussion and hasn't come to fruition." Well, this is the way you jumpstart it. A lot of people put a lot of time and treasure, and again, not asking for us to come and throw money at another plan. They're building the plan. They're doing this work. They're asking for us for our support and then moving ahead and finding some of these funding options.
One thing from my students when I've taught this last semester, I was amazed at how many of them were from small Kansas rural communities and how many of them wanted to go back. So, there's the interest. And as I've said, since I've become involved in Marysville, people want what towns like Marysville has to offer. And, I've worked on projects all over the world, in China, in the United Kingdom, in the United Arab Emirates, everywhere. And I think this is the one project that I think will really jumpstart many of the community things that you're bringing up tonight. I thank you for bringing those up.
In approving support, the mayor cautioned the project would not interfere with plans to improve badly deteriorated roads in East Marysville on North 12th, 11th, and Keystone Roads. Efforts to revert 12th Street to gravel as a first step were brought up later in the meeting. The city administrator reporting that better road rock had been identified from the Beatrice area and would be delivered soon. The remaining asphalt surface was taken out recently, and residents have expressed concern with poor quality gravel used that was not holding up. In other business, approval was given for the North Park Christmas lighting Sunday evening, which will include Debbie Lane and Park Place from 5:30 until 7. Approval was given for an electronic waste collector to set up the recycling trailers at Hedstrom Hall on North 20th Street, with a first visit to be designated in early January. He will recycle discarded electronic items. KNDY will have more details on the pickup date and plans. Approval was given for Blue Valley Technologies to post a free Wi-Fi sign at 617 Broadway. Approval given for replacement of 3 of the original 6 windows at the Public Library for $17,000. Approval updating fireman breathing apparatus at $26,000. And approval of a request for a proposal to complete a plan for replacing storm sewer and infrastructure on the North 7th Street corridor was approved with CES Group for $87,000. Washington will host a special city council meeting Wednesday evening at 5 to discuss ambulance service. Washington County Commissioners have expressed interest in operating a countywide service under the existing license of either Washington or Lynn if either expresses interest. Hanover Service is currently operating under the Washington license. It's believed that setting up under an existing license could be faster, less costly, and more efficient If such an option is adopted, operations could begin as early as January 2027. A Wetmore man died in a trailer house fire in Nemaha County Friday evening. The fire chief noticed smoke around 7:30 p.m. in the 300 block of 1st Street. The trailer was fully engulfed when firemen arrived. The fatality, 65-year-old Randall Knott of Wetmore, was discovered after his remains were found inside after the fire was extinguished. Cause is undetermined, although it's noted Knott used supplemental oxygen and was a smoker. State Fire Marshal is investigating. Highway 9 was closed to through traffic for a time at Wetmore while firemen were on the scene. A fire that broke out early Monday morning near Jansen in southeast Nebraska resulted in a farmhouse, garage, and pond building housing a number of Whispering Acres zoo animals were destroyed. Jansen, Diller, February, and Plymouth fire departments responded around 4:30 a.m. The property owners, Jill and Jamie Kozelka, escaped safely but lost all possessions. Small animals involved were reptiles and birds, with larger animals, including horses and donkeys, housed outside that were not injured. The facility provided emotional, social, and developmental animal support services for the community. Several organizations have stepped forward to assist with recovery efforts. Contributions may be made through the Gage County Extension and Veteran Service offices in Beatrice, among others. And Whispering Acres is accepting donations through its Venmo account at Whispering Acres. If giving, you're urged to assure the correct Venmo account handle to avoid fakes. On the Marshall County Senior Citizens Lunch Menu today, chicken cordon bleu, macaroni and cheese, vegetable blend, and fruit cocktail. Tomorrow, pork loin, dressing, broccoli, and bananas and pudding. KNDY News Time, 7:15.
Agriculture. Our country was built on it. Our children are fed by it. No one quite understands the unique needs of the farmer like United Bank and Trust. Whether you raise crops or livestock, you need the right equipment at the right time. Our ag loans can help you acquire and maintain that equipment when and where you need it. Contact one of our experienced ag lenders today. United Bank and Trust. Banking for your way of life. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Here's your KNDY weatherology forecast for northeast Kansas and southeast Nebraska. Sunshine today with our highs in the mid to upper 40s. Northwest winds between 5 and 25 and gusting as high as 45. Mostly cloudy skies overnight tonight with our lows in the upper 20s and lower 30s. Staying partly sunny throughout Thursday with our highs in the upper 40s and lower 60s. And mostly cloudy skies over Thursday night with our lows in the upper teens and mid 20s. Sunny and cooler throughout Friday with our highs in the upper 20s and mid 30s. Then mostly cloudy skies throughout Friday night with our lows in the single digits and mid teens. Staying partly sunny throughout Saturday with our highs in the upper 20s and lower 40s, and partly cloudy skies into Saturday night with our lows in the single digits and lower teens. More sunshine throughout Sunday with our highs in the upper 20s and lower 30s, then partly cloudy skies throughout Sunday night with our lows in the upper teens and lower 20s. Mostly sunny skies as we head into Monday with our highs in the upper 40s and lower 50s. Partly cloudy throughout Monday night with our lows in the lower to upper 20s, then staying sunny throughout Tuesday with our highs in the mid to upper 40s. I'm meteorologist Kara Foster.
Average high temperature, mid-December 44, record high on this date 67. The average low 21 and the record low minus 11. Sunrise this morning 7:38, sunset this evening at 5:03. A north wind prompting a drop in temperatures overnight, currently 38 degrees. That's check of the morning news and weather for this Wednesday, the 10th of December. KNDY News Time 7:17. I'm Bruce Dierking reporting.
A 3 and a 5 are the deciding moments in New York. Good morning, I'm Jay Reynolds. Jimmy V Classic last night at Madison Square Garden. Top 20 matchup goes to 5th-ranked UConn. They hang on for a 77-73 win over Florida. Gators had the ball with 9 seconds to go and down 3, but couldn't get it in bounds. They're called for a 5-second violation. The other matchup, BYU rallying from down 22 in the second half against Clemson, and they were tied in the closing seconds.
Tied at 64. It's into right. 3 on the way for the win. He got it! He got it! And BYU wins! 67-64. A dagger at the buzzer from Robert Wright for the largest second-half comeback win in BYU basketball history.
Mike Cousins on ESPN Radio. College hoops also seeing number 2 Michigan rout Villanova 89-61. Wolverines are now 9-0. 13th ranked Illinois gets past Ohio State 88-80. On the NBA floor, Magic rallying from down 16. They beat the Heat 117-108. Orlando advances to Las Vegas in the semifinals of the NBA Cup, where they get the Knicks, who win 117-101 in Toronto in their quarterfinal matchup. Jalen Brunson, 35 in the win. Fallout continues from the college football playoff bracket. Notre Dame's AD has been irate. Others don't like what they're seeing. Big 12 Commissioner Brett Yormark.
I don't like how Notre Dame's reacted to it. I think Pete's his behavior has been egregious. He is totally out of bounds in his approach, and if he was in the room, I'd tell him the same thing.
Notre Dame left out of the 12-team playoff, and they declined a bowl invitation. Hockey, Connor McDavid scores for Edmonton with 2 seconds to go, but the Oilers lose to the Sabres in overtime. Ducks beat the Penguins in a shootout. Islanders a shootout win over Las Vegas. Nashville tops Colorado in a shootout. Avs with 49 points in 30 games, still on pace for the second most in a season in NHL history. Stars edge the Jets 4-3. Lightning a 6-1 rout of the Canadiens.
Find the most wonderful gifts at Macy's Friends and Family Sale with incredible deals on our best brands like Donna Karan, Avec La Fille, Calvin Klein, and more, all at 30% off. Plus, take 15% off beauty and fragrance from Lancôme, Clinique, and Yves Saint Laurent. Or Star Rewards members can earn $20 in Star money for every $100 spent on eligible brands. Going on now, only at Macy's Friends and Family Sale. Savings off regular and already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
2 hours ago, Kyle arrived at the bar.
Hey, what's everyone drinking?
30 minutes ago, Kyle got his friends another round of drinks.
Cheers!
5 minutes ago, Kyle decided to drive home drunk. A minute ago, a law enforcement officer pulled up behind Kyle.
Sir, have you been drinking tonight?
A chain of events that began 2 hours ago is about to change Kyle's whole world. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
Tuesday night basketball scores in girls action. In our broadcast feature, Valley Heights outlasted Axtell 41-37. Hanover took Nemaha Central 41-31. Frankfort girls over Manhattan Chief 35-31. Washington County topped Pike Valley 42-39. Blue Valley over Northeast Kansas 58-18. Centralia beat St. Mary's 65-19. Clay Center girls fell to Beloit 51-46. Concordia lost to Riley County 46-34. Abilene lost southeast of Saline 55-49. And the Chapman girls edged Sacred Heart in overtime 56-52. In boys play, in our broadcast feature, Axtell ran past Valley Heights 70-26. Hanover took Nemaha Central 59-52. Frankfort boys fall to Manhattan Chief 61-45. Washington County over Pike Valley 68-55. Blue Valley took Mission Valley 64-47. Centralia over St. Mary's 75-46. Clay Center boys fall to Beloit 51-44. Concordia took Riley County 73-58. Abilene over southeast of Saline 64-56. And Chapman was defeated by Sacred Heart 64-23.
From ABC News, Wall Street now. Investors awaiting today's decision from the Federal Reserve on interest rates left the market averages mixed on Tuesday. The Dow lost 179 points. The S&P was off about 0.1% yesterday. The Nasdaq gained about 0.1. The Fed's move on interest rates comes as the latest report on employment shows the market losing some steam. Job openings in October held steady compared to September, but hiring dropped by nearly 220,000. SpaceX is moving ahead with plans for an initial public offering aiming to raise more than $30 billion. Bloomberg reports that the Elon Musk-led company is targeting a valuation of about $1.5 trillion for the entire operation. In the annual race to fill more aircraft orders, Seattle's Boeing appears likely to beat European rival Airbus for the first time in 6 years, according to the CEO of Airbus. Boeing has posted 908 net orders for the year to 700 for Airbus. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Market information from the Mid-America Ag Network. I'm James Guerin. Good Wednesday morning to you all. Markets opening up for the third day of the trading week here in just a little bit. Let's take a look at some of the closing numbers from yesterday's trade day, and it was a mixed day all across the boards. For the grains market, after starting the day off mostly in the red, they slowly started climbing into the green, ultimately finishing mixed across the board. For the seeds market, a little green across the board there, but still mixed to mostly lower. And for the livestock, the cattle finished up mixed across the board, and the hogs were mostly in the red. We'll see if these numbers can get back into the green throughout the trading day today. Market report brought to you by Double T Livestock. Whether your herd is big or small, call Troy at 620-491-3312 to sell them all. That's Double T Livestock. Starting in the corn market, March corn up 4 1/4 at 4.48 even. May also up 4 1/4 at 4.55 1/2. Kansas City wheat for March up 1/2 cent at 5.27 even. May also up 1/2 cent at 5.38 1/2. In the oats market, March oats up 1 1/4 at 300 3/4. May up 3/4 cent at 3.08 1/4. In the bean market, January beans down 6 1/2 at 10.87 1/4. March down 7 1/2 at 10.98 1/4. Soybean meal for January down $5 at 3.0130. March down $4.30 at 3.0680. Soybean oil for January down 16 cents at 51.02. March also down 16 cents at 51.53. In the canola market, January canola up 6.20 at 6.1990. March up 5.70 at 6.3180. In the cotton market, March cotton up 18 cents at 63.86. May up 16 cents at 64.92. In the energies, crude oil for January down 54 cents at 58.34. February down 46 cents at 58.17. Unleaded gas for January slightly in the red, down to $1.79, and the same goes for February, slightly down at $1.79. Heating oil for January down 3 cents at 2.26, and natural gas for January down 31 cents at 4.60. Market information from the Mid-America Ag Network.
From Kansas State University, this is Agriculture Today. I'm Madeline Drake. While we are getting into the winter months, there is still a risk of fires around homes and properties. State Fire Management Officer with the Kansas Forest Service, Bill Waln, describes what risks and causes to keep in mind in Kansas.
It's a mix of art and science when we talk about wildland fire management and wildland fire concerns. When we teach it, we teach the fire triangle. It's weather, it's heat, and it's fuel. The fuel being the grass and the trees on the ground that burn. The heat being the daytime temperatures and the relative humidity, and that's sort of associated with the weather as well and the wind, right? And so it's a combination of those three factors that lead to how a fire is going to burn or not burn on any given day. And in Kansas, any given day can be dramatically different from the other day.
He shares how you can help prevent wildfires.
I think what we ask everybody to do is just be aware, right? The more you're aware of the decisions you make and how it may impact your neighbors, I think that would be a big win. If you're going to do a controlled burn, it's great. As fire managers in the state of Kansas, we think use of fire is a great way to manage the landscape. We do. We're proponents of it. But maybe you shouldn't burn on that day when the next day you're going to have 50 or 60 mile an hour winds. Maybe it's not the best day to burn, or you need to make sure you pay attention and do a little bit of extra work on those downwind perimeters of your controlled burn unit to make sure they're mopped up and secure, right? Just being aware of what you're doing, how it may impact every other thing would be a huge win in the state.
Doing work ahead of time is the best way to reduce fire concerns, says Walm.
Most of the success that a private landowner is going to have in protecting their home, or it could be in the community as well, is the work that you do before the fire even starts. That's the take-home message there. And so simple things like keeping flammable vegetation away from the perimeter of your house. We look at going out at least 60 feet. So some of those shrubberies, evergreen shrubberies look pretty nice right up against the house. We'd ask people to think about, do you really need that? Can you remove that? Can you keep your lawns mowed green? Any wooden shingles and wooden siding? That's always something that we pay attention to, making sure you clean your gutters out. Having good ingress, good access to your property is very important. We've had several examples in the Hutchinson area of large fires where we just couldn't get into the property with the larger fire trucks, right? So taking the time to trim the trees away. So, look at your property. I encourage you to do a 360-degree walk around your property and see, could this thing really withstand a fire? And then if there's questions on it, Kansas Forest Service has the specialists, people with experience that can come out and help a landowner do an assessment of their property.
That was State Fire Officer with the Kansas Forest Service, Bill Waln, on understanding fire risks in Kansas. I'm Madeline Drake, and this has been Agriculture Today over the K-State Radio Network.
The Manhattan Commission Company, Manhattan, Kansas, will be holding a special stock cow sale Wednesday, December the 10th, starting at 11 a.m., featuring fall calving cow-calf pairs, bred first calf heifers, spring-bred cows, and breeding bulls. Cow-calf pairs include over 325 black, white face, and red Angus cows and first calf heifers. They'll be from 2 years of age to short and solid with September to October calves by side. First calf bred heifers consist of over 325 big fancy Angus, black, white face, red Angus, and Charolais cross first calf heifers bred to high quality, low birth weight Cavanese Angus, red Angus, and Charolais bulls start calving January through March. Bred cows include over 475 black, white face, and red Angus cows. They'll be 3 years to short and solid. Many will be 3 to 6 years old. These cows will be bred to Angus, Sim-Angus, and Red Angus bulls. For more information on this special cow sale to be held Wednesday, December the 10th, starting 11 a.m. at the Manhattan Commission Company, please call 800-834-1029 or check our website at mcclivestock.com.
A better batch of Christmas cookies starts with a good foundation. We review some sugar cookie basics today on the Old Farmer's Almanac Radio Report.
If you're a farmer or rancher, chances are you've thought about joining Kansas Farm Bureau. So what's stopping you? Your membership means you have a seat at the table when it comes to the issues that affect your farm. Things like trade, taxes, water, and regulations. The state's largest farm advocacy organization brings your message to policy decision makers at the county, state, and national level. The voice of agriculture becomes your voice and fights for Kansas farmers and ranchers. And a Kansas Farm Bureau membership includes other benefits. For about $50 a year, you'll receive discounts on equipment and supplies, cell phone plans, financial and legal support, home and office supplies, and more. You'll also receive Kansas Living, a quarterly lifestyle magazine featuring real stories of farmers and producers around the state, plus great recipes, crafts, and things to see and do in Kansas. Join us today. Visit kfb.org/farmerrancher to learn more.
With more practical tips and useful advice, this is the Old Farmer's Almanac Radio Report for Wednesday, December 10th, the 344th day of the year. Writer and poet Emily Dickinson was born on this day, and Mississippi became the Union's 20th state on this day 208 years ago. If sugar cookies are on the agenda in your kitchen, here are some pitfalls that experienced bakers suggest you avoid. Butter consistency is of the utmost importance. It should be soft, but not too soft. Set it out until it yields to light pressure and avoid the temptation to hasten matters in the microwave. Secondly, don't overmix the dough. Mix dry ingredients only until they're incorporated and not a second longer. And finally, chill the dough in the refrigerator, especially if you're making cutouts. Warm dough is sticky and hard to work with. That's the Old Farmer's Almanac Radio Report. Find all kinds of holiday baking ideas at almanac.com.
7:31 from KNDY. 38 degrees with a north wind expected to affect temperatures today. We'll look for highs only in the mid-40s.
Kansas Mid-America Network Sports. I'm Andy Hoosier. Bowl season is officially here for college football after the announcement of different bowl games across the nation. And one team in the state of Kansas could potentially go to one. However, they have chosen to decline that offer. As according to the Kansas State Wildcats football team, they have declined their bowl offer for the 2025 season after wrapping up their season at 6-6, just making the mark to be bowl eligible. According to Gene Taylor and the director of athletics for K-State, they did release the statement on Monday saying, quote, following our recent coaching change in conversations with our player leadership and commissioner, I determined that we will not accept a bowl invitation this afternoon. This decision was not taken lightly, but with our coaching staff transition and several uncertainties regarding player availability, I feel it was not in our best interest to try to field a team that was not representative of Kansas State University. We applaud this group for fighting back from a 2-4 record to lead us to a bowl eligibility yet again, and we are happy that our seniors were able to go out on top with a victory inside Bill Schneider Family Stadium.
Twin Valley League action kicked off for the Valley Heights Mustangs and the Axel Eagles on a Tuesday night from Valley Heights. In the girls' contest, it was a nail-biter between two top-ranked state teams as Valley Heights comes away with a 41-37 victory over the Axel Eagles. It was a tight game all the way as Mustangs trailed by 2 at the end of the first quarter. They led by 1 at halftime, then outscored Axel in the fourth quarter, 17-14 for the 41-37 victory. Ava Smith led the way in the scoring column with 17 points for the Valley Heights Mustangs, while it was Ava Brockstrom that pitched in 10 points for the Axel Lady Eagles as Axel drops to 1-1 on the season. Valley Heights now 2-0. In the boys contest, it was all Axel boys. The reigning state champions stomped the Valley Heights Mustangs 70-26. Bryson Clays with the Mustangs dropped in double digits, but it was 25 big points from super senior Colin Shaughnessy leading the way for the Axel Eagles as Lucas Talbot pitched in 13 off the bench en route of the Eagles' victory 70-26. Axel Eagles now 1-0 on the season. Valley Heights boys now 0-2. Our next broadcast feature will be Friday from Washington County as Tigers host the Lincoln Leopards on FM 95.5. Reporting for KNDY Sports, this is Max Blasky.
Tuesday night basketball scores in girls action in our broadcast feature. Valley Heights edged Axtell 41-37. Hanover took Nemaha Central 41-31. Frankfort girls over Manhattan Chief 35-31. Washington County topped Pike Valley 42-39. Blue Valley over Northeast Kansas 58-18. Centralia girls beat St. Mary's 65-19. Clay Center girls fall to Beloit 51-46. Concordia lost to Riley County 46-34. Abilene dropped southeast of Saline 55-49. And Chapman held off Sacred Heart in overtime 56-52. In boys play in our broadcast feature, Axtell ran past Valley Heights 70-26. Hanover over Nemaha Central 59-52. Frankfort lost to Manhattan Chiefs 61-45. Washington County boys over Pike Valley 68-55. Blue Valley topped Mission Valley 64-47. Centralia fell to St. Mary's 75-41. Clay Center fell to Beloit 51-44. Concordia beat Riley County 73-58. Abilene over southeast of Saline 64-56. And Chapman lost to Salina Sacred Heart 64-23.
KNDY.